Hey everybody, it's Jeannie from Jeannie's Palette, and it's Friday, Vintage Vibes Friday with Take 5. My co-host is Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration, and we have a playlist ready for you of vintage-inspired creations. Check the description for the link to the playlist and the tag to Christy's channel. Let's get started. So here is my vintage piece. This actually is a pedestal that there was a bowl attached to the top, and I broke it off accidentally, but I like them separate. So this is going to be our base for our project today. I'm not too crazy about some of this color. We're just going to add a little bit of gold here. Okay, so I'm going to use this Dixie Belle Gold Digger Moonshine Metallic, and it's a mess, isn't it? I'm going to just use this kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, kind of ratty little brush. I don't want to paint the whole thing gold. I just want to hit some high spots, and I'm just going to do that like right around here. Get that on there. Just hit it here and there. I kind of like the brown for what I'm going to use it for. It's kind of a more rustic, but I don't know, a rustic glamour. I don't know, what would we call that? Rustic glam. So we'll get that on there. And yeah, again, this is a playlist with Take 5, and we are doing vintage vibes today. And it's going to be a little bit of a Christmas theme to it. I love this piece here. It just, I don't know, it reminds me of Christmas, even though it's not what it was. Initially, it was like a compote with a big metal bowl on the top. I have to use that in another creation one day. I'm just lightly hitting this so that the brown still comes through. It is very heavy. It's very heavy, and I don't know, it seems like it was really easy. I don't know. I broke it accidentally and putting too much weight on the top. And that's what happened. Just popped right off. So it must have not been soldered too well. And vintage doesn't mean antique, right? It could have been, this reminds me of something from the 80s or 90s actually. But I guess that's vintage now, huh? So let's get this on here, and then we'll head on to our next step. Okay, so we've got that done, and I looked at the sides, and I picked this side for the front because there's like bolts going. I mean, they're not that obvious. Maybe it's a heavy solder line. I don't know, but I think I like this side best. I don't know. Now, like, which side do we like the best? There's a lot of solder lines that are really obvious, and I don't know. Maybe this side will be okay here. All right, so now I have this wood slice that I got from Hobby Lobby, and we're going to attach it up here. I'm sorry you're seeing all the stuff around here. It's a mess. But we're going to get this on, and I'll see if I can edit out some of that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to glue that on the top there, and then we'll move to our next step. Okay, so here we are. I still don't think it's glued that well. I didn't want to use my E6000 on it yet. I just used hot glue in case I wasn't, you know, I want to change my mind. So our next part that's going on is, it's from Hobby Lobby. No. Is it? No, I don't know where I got this. Maybe it's Hobby Lobby. But it's a small little nativity with Joseph and Mary and the baby Jesus. Let me back you out just a little bit here. Ooh, that shows you all much. Okay, I was trying to do vertical, but, you know, I gotta tell you, I think it's more distracting to see all that stuff. Now, we got a little issue right here. With his staff. I've often wondered why they picture Joseph with a shepherd's staff, and he was a carpenter. That's weird to me. But we've got this little thing here, so I think I'm going to have to bend it or do something like that in the back so it'll sit a little flatter like I want it to. But I think I'm going to glue it down here, and that's going to be our center starting place. The good thing about hot glue is if we change our mind, we can just heat it up and take it off, right? So we'll get that smushed down, and we're going to move on to the rest. I'm going to speed up the rest of it a little bit, I think, here. I really do hate doing voiceovers. So I have this pretty little tree. I got a package of, I think, 12 of those. And it's a nice little wire brush tree. And we're going to put that right back here, kind of balancing it out since Joseph is so tall there. And we're going to balance that out there. And this is going to be a nice little, I think, kitchen table, dinner table, dining table centerpiece, and we'll put that right back there like that, or entryway table, something of that nature. Now I have these little ties that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. We're just going to kind of use those as like a filler in here. They bend easily, so we can wrap that right around the Holy Family, and it fits perfectly there. I have another one also that we're going to squeeze in here, so that covers up any gaps or anything that might be there. And I'm going to run a bead of glue and get that stuck on. Alright, so we've got that around the close up here like that, just giving us a kind of a boundary. Now I like pull from this color in her dress, and I want to put some little ornaments around and just make it look a little more elegant, like so here. So we're going to put that on there. Just a little bit of glue. I'm loving it so far. What do you think? We will, if you like what you see, come back. I do paint a lot. That's my normal thing, but I do love Christmas and doing Christmas centerpieces. Howie Owie hot glue is hot, y'all. It's very hot. So be careful. So I want some of that green to still pop through there, but I want to get our pretty little pink ornaments to pull out her dress here. All right, let's speed it up and get it done. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Just randomly placed. I was strategic in my placing though, because I wanted to see how it would look. And then we're going to add a few more elements to it. I'm really thinking on that back side, the more I looked at it, the more I really would like to have something else back there. And I just, let's see here. Oh, please. Okay, little change of plans. I have these two little wood ornaments here that also came from Hobby Lobby in a package, and I took off the little ornaments that I'd already put there. I'm going to put a bit of glue, smush it down. I cut the string off. It came with a jute twine hanger. Just squish that back there in the back so it's not seen. This on the bottom here, make this a little bit higher, but we'll still be able to see that pretty pink ornament behind it. And then I have this little candle from Dollar Tree, and they do have them in different heights. I like this little height right here. They've got 3 different sizes, so then we can just fill in our ornaments, and it'll look a little bit more better. Might need to put a little bit of glue, more glue under there. Oh, I think that's going to look fantastic. So we'll put another little ornament here. I don't know, maybe I want it to lean into that, I think. Just look how it fits, how it looks as far as your kind of random on your ornaments. you know, I do think it makes a difference how they fall or lie. I'm not going to glue down the candle because I want to be able to turn it off and on. But I think this is going to work out just great here. We did have a little bit of height to it earlier, and I do have some more ornaments. These came 16 in a pack at the Dollar Tree, but I think that looks much better. Maybe we need one more back there just to give it a little bit of height. Oopsie, a little bit of height, and then we'll move on to finishing up. Now on this side, we can still see our little candle lit up over there. Now I want to put in a few more elements to make it pop. And I've got this, I've used this on something else, this little sprig of silver, and we're just going to cut that and put it in. I'm just going to pull it off because it's pulling off really easily. Just one little piece. And we'll see where we need extra stuff that's not going to look bad. I think this is going to look fabulous. Just letting it kind of fall like so. And then once we get our plan established, glue it down. All right, so we are almost done. And I did not put this on a Lazy Susan. It's because this base is incredibly heavy. So I'm going to just kind of slowly turn it so you can see all the pretty detail. I turned the candle off for just a minute when I was gluing pieces down, and this one's already popped up. Now this is styrofoam, so if you have some like plastic beads or something like that, it might work a little bit better. This is what I had on hand, so that's what I used. But some little beaded garland would probably work well. You could use a candlestick for your base, or not even have a base, just do the wood slice. Now I've got just a little bit more stuff to put in here, and then we'll be done. Alright, so I took another one of those little greenery pieces and cut it. And I did cut it with scissors, but it would probably be better if you use some wire cutters on your scissors anyhow. But we're just going to randomly put some pieces of that sticking out here and there, so it's not so empty in places. And I could probably do with putting some more on the back side, like right around here, but that's all I have right now. I'm going to have to get some more. We'll put that in there. Added a couple more ornaments just to give it a little more something. I think I'm going to put this one right up there to give it a little more height. Right there. Well, I think it looks fantastic. Look at that. We need a little something right there. See if we can't find some little tiny ornaments to put in there. But I love it. Let's turn on our candle. Again, this is a playlist with Take 5. And you can find the link to the rest of the playlist in my description. I do have a few vintage ornaments that I think would be beautiful on here that I haven't used for anything else. Let me see. I'm going to put those on there. Hold please. Okay, here it is. I thought I had some tiny little glass bells. The only ones I could find were green, and I didn't think that looked great. I do have somewhere, but anywho, some little vintage bells. But I had these 3 little vintage bubbles that were in that bag, and they're pink, so I thought they would add a little something to it. I think it looks fantastic. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe and comment and give me a thumbs up and come back and see what we have next time. Ta-ta for now.